Today will be an exciting review because this is one of the equipment that I'm actually relatively excited about because it is super dirt cheap. Now, if you have watched my channel, I do own quite a lot of expensive things, but it's not because I don't like cheap stuff, but the thing is the cheap stuff actually good? Now, this Snowsky Echo Mini, which is actually an offshoot from Feel, is a digital audio player that comes in below 100 Sing dollars, which is about, I remember I got it at like what? You can say that it's about like 50 plus euros, 70 plus Sing dollars, or 60 USD. That kind of price range. Yet it has a true balanced output. It has dual Cirrus Logic 431 chipset, 43131 chipset. You know what's not to love, right? Spec wise is fantastic. I have tried it in the shop for a short period and I'm actually relatively impressed with the sound. So today I will actually unbox this version. I purchased it myself. No, I did not get a loaner set for this or anything. And I want to try it myself with some headphones and of course in comparison with my very expensive digital audio players to see what's the difference and should you just save your money, This is like what? You can buy 40 or 50 of these for the price of a Shuning M8 Plus. So let's unbox this, take a look inside, and let's see whether it is good or not. So really, that's what's inside the box itself. Just a very small little player, and I got the blue version, and a charging cable. So let's take a look at this device. But before that, let me give a very quick charge. Just make sure that everything is working properly before I continue my review. So I have started charging my device here. It does come with some power. Just let it sit for a moment. Just to note, for this device to charge it, you have to use the USB-A to USB-C. It doesn't accept PD type of power control. So, you cannot use a USB-C to USB-C charger. It will probably not work. Which is, I guess, fine for its price range. A bit disappointing though. But I think it's fine. So let's wait for a while. And then once it's ready, I'll on it. We'll take a close look and see how it performs. Now, this is of course the newest version. I just got it from the store. So let's hope that the firmware is up to date. So I have charged this device. It does seem to have some power. I haven't on it yet. We can on it together. But let's take a look at its device itself. This is a pretty small device. You can see here. I don't know what is this. I mean, it looks cool. It looks like a emulation of a battery slot, but you cannot open it. But it's a small little cassette-like thingy, and it is actually really small. I mean, I need to put it to perspective here. Let me get something. This is a dongle. You can see this is actually one of the Luxury and Precision W2 dongles, the old version. You can see that this is just slightly bigger than the dongle itself. It is really small. So pretty much a very tiny little device. So one of the things about this device, at least based on what I understand from the specs, is that it has no streaming services, so you have to plug in a card, which I have here. Just plug it in and it'll be ready. I do know that this device have some internal memory, but it's probably very little. I remember it's like what, 8 gig or something. We'll take a look when we on it later. Now, most importantly, this has the Cirrus Logic 43131 chip, and it does have a balanced output. You can see a balanced output here and a single-ended output. So very good, for a device that's like what, 70 plus 80 Sing dollars, 50, 60 euros / USD. Very affordable device itself. Now, without wasting time, let's boot this up and see how long it takes. Okay, this is the first time I use it, so I have to choose something. You can see now this device, it's all set up. Let me look at the playlist. Let's see what's inside. All my songs are here. My artist is here. I have only Ado and Yoasobi inside. I do have some other songs. I'm not sure whether it shows up. Now, the device itself is not very quick. Clicking around actually takes a bit of time. But you can see it. I can actually navigate it quite well. I mean, navigation is quite simple. I mean, front, back arrows. Then this is like a confirm. Then this is, I believe, stop. And then this is like a back. So actually, navigation is surprisingly simple. So not much complaint. Just a lot of clickings. The amount of songs I have in this player is quite little. But, I guess it's good enough for me to do some comparisons. So, without wasting time, let's set this up and have a listen. So I have heard the Echo Mini and I feel that the Echo Mini is pretty competent. I mean, it sounds relatively clear, in fact very clear. It's on the, I would say, as neutral to bright side, a bit airy, and I just feel that the bass is nicely balanced, but it doesn't feel like the quantity I'm used to for this particular headphone, which is the FT1. So, if you ask me overall, it's a big sound, but it is more on the lighter, brighter side rather than the full-body type. It's very clean, very clear, and overall, pretty good. I mean, I have no complaints on it. If I just have to listen to this sound, I'm perfectly fine. But, how does it compare if I was to take a Flagship DAP and compare with it? So, I'm going to do it now. So, what I did was to use the M9 Plus versus the Echo Mini, which costs like, 50 times lesser. Now, the M9 Plus, of course, is a quad AKM, quad amplifier, state of the art when it was launched. Big device. You can see it's really huge. The thing is, does it sound significantly better than the Echo Mini? Now, from the sound standpoint, it pretty much holds, based on what I said just now. This is a more cleaner, lighter, brighter side. I would say as the details, everything seems very similar, but I felt that the M9 Plus had a little bit more body, a bit more weight, a bit more warmth, and the bass just have a little more depth. You feel like the rumble and the depth just a little bit more. It feels like the headphone is rumbling at the same volume. And overall, is the M9 Plus significantly better than the Echo Mini? No. Is it better than the Echo Mini? Yes. How much better it is? Slightly, and dependent on preference still. So it does say a lot, the Echo Mini does give you a lot of the qualities without the price. Now that being said, the Echo Mini is rated to be about 250 milliwatts versus, the M9 Plus is rated at 1 watt of power output. I'm not too sure whether is that the reason why the bass doesn't rumble. Headphone basses do take a lot of power to rumble, and that's because bass normally takes more power because it has to amplify significantly higher. So I'm going to try plugging the Echo Mini into amplifier to see what's the difference after that. Is the DAC chip on the Echo Mini pretty good or not? Right? I want to know this versus an M9 Plus this round. So give me a moment. Let me take and compare. So this is the interesting one, right? This is the IEM. Very, very good amplifier. If you have seen some of my comparison, this belongs to one of the best amplifier, even when you just use the standard output, not the current output itself. One of the best, right? And it's single-ended. Versus the M9 Plus, and of course we use the Snowsky Echo Mini as the source. Now, there is nothing wrong when you have no line out, because line out in a lot of the DAPs are just fixed volume outputs. There are some DAPs, especially the high-end ones, they have true line out, which means they skip the amplifier and change the resistance. But it's only for some DAPs. Most of the flagships do have, like the M9 Plus here, the Phil M17. But I do know that a lot of the cheaper DAPs do not have that function itself. So, well, just note that a lot of them are just fixed line outs, or should I say fixed volume outs. But that said, this combination here and this combination here, now at this point, it becomes a personal preference and no longer one is better than the other. So similarly, there's the body, the warmth, and the depth of the bass. It is still true when versus the emblem combination here, but in a much smaller degree. And the emblem gains something. It has a bigger soundstage. It has a more controlled high. The soundstage positioning is better. Now, it is still on the neutral bright side, but it tames a bit and slightly smoother sound now. And then the bass, yes, it still doesn't have the depth of the M9 Plus, but there is good amount of depth and it has better control. Overall, the positioning, the details of this combination is also better than the M9 Plus. I just want to sum it all up to say that if you are looking at technicality from the audiophile point of view, actually this combination is better. It feels more technically correct. Or should I say it feels more technically better, you know, the details, everything, technically better. But if you are looking at a smoother, slightly warmer, fuller, and then a bass that has a little bit more depth, just a bit more now compared to, of course, just the Echo Mini, the M9 Plus is that kind of sound. Most likely it's due to the AKM and the amplification configuration that resulted in such a sound quality. But I can just tell you that they are different type of sound. This does feel technically better, but the M9 Plus alone is no slouch. It's just a different sound and a personal preference. But you know, it shows that this player, the Echo Mini, has a lot more potential if you plug it to a better amplification itself. And this better amplification will bring the Echo Mini to a level of a flagship if you compare. Now, obviously, an emblem is very expensive. There are other amplifiers that are more affordable. I will try it another day. That is another thing, you know. Somebody did ask, use a dongle with amps, right? But this guy here is very similar price, or not cheaper than many dongles that has dual Cirrus Logic 43131. So I think this is very competitive, as good as any dongle, and it is a digital audio player. So I'm very impressed with it. Now, for the very last test, I will compare it to a real dongle to see what's the difference before we just sum this all up. Now, for this very last test, I actually compared it with the Luxury and Precision W2 here that uses, I believe, the same chipset, because this is the very old version. So I believe it's the same chipset, and the thing is there a difference in sound? In fact, this actually costs, I believe, 2 to 3 times the price of a Snowsky, you know, Echo Mini here. 2 to 3 times actually. The thing is, when I compare them, they sound nearly identical. Cirrus Logic versus Cirrus Logic, nearly identical sound. The only difference, if there was a difference, then I'm not sure, you know, because things like volume or this plays a difference, is that the bass itself, the thump, you know, the depth of the bass, as you know, like the M9 Plus here, the depth of the bass is a slight smidge more on the W2. Just all. Everything else sounds very similar. Sounds like the same house kind of sound, you know. There is no difference to me, at least, using the FT1. Now, I could have used an IEM, and most likely the results are even closer because, well, IEMs are not that hard to drive, but sadly, most of my high-end IEMs are not here with me now. But, yeah, you get the point, right? That both of these guys here sound nearly identical, and yeah, the Echo Mini is cheaper at this point in time. More affordable and does everything, you know. It has battery, it has screen, it can play the artwork and everything, you know, in a package that is so tiny. Really, I mean, look at this. Yes, it's bigger, but it does everything. This one, you still need a phone and a cable, right? So I just want to sum it all up that this Echo Mini here is truly impressive. I really love the Echo Mini for its quality itself. It's definitely not the best thing I ever heard, but it's no slouch. It is good enough for many people out there, and it is actually a very darn good beginner device. For anybody who's looking to buy a dongle, why not buy this? Right? Yes, the only problem, you need to load songs into it, but if you can load songs into it, even MP3, the 320 types, this does everything that this do at a cheaper price, and you do not need to be linked to your phone or any other device, which is cumbersome, and cables do break, connectors do break, kind of thing. So this is really, really great. I mean, you can see that I'm gushing for a very cheap device because it does everything I expect to do at a much lower cost. My complaints on it is more on usability part, which is relatively quirky rather than it's bad. Get to know how to use it, I think it's fine. Beyond the quirkiness, I think it's very good. I mean, it boots up quick. Yes, went to sleep because I touched it too long. You look at the boot up time, I mean, it is really nice. This is pretty much perfect for day-to-day usage. Load up some songs, press play, call it a day. No fuss, no hassle, nothing about it. See, boot up quick. I really like it. And just really sum it all up, for the price you are paying for this, 50 plus euros, 60 euros, or 60 plus, 50 plus USD, 80, 70 plus, even 90 Sing dollars. This is cheap. I literally can say it's cheap because dongles with the same dual Cyrus DAC will have cost the same price, right? Nothing much to hate about it, many things to love about it. Overall, I think this is a great device, and I have to thank Phil for launching this particular brand called Snowsky and this Echo Mini to provide the audio community and very affordable access to a pretty great device that has still room for growth if you want to just add an amplifier and improve it in the future. And that's about it. I truly enjoyed this device. I mean, not very nice to use, but definitely okay, and produced me good sound with headphones. Now you'll be wondering at the very, very end now, why did I use headphones and not IEMs? Because a lot of time I tried, IEMs use very little power and stuff. So the difference between players are actually much, much smaller. Yes, they are more sensitive, but the difference is much smaller because their requirements and how hard to use them is much lower. Headphones, on the other hand, normally do require more power, harder to drive, and as such, more than not, amplifies the difference. So I decided to use headphones for this comparison itself, and this guide still does pretty well. I hope you enjoyed this short little first look of the Snowsky Echo Mini. I think it's a great device, and if you are starting out in your audio journey, do consider it. It's not very expensive. Pretty affordable, in fact. Just have to get some songs, download them. I mean, just buy some songs is fine, not too expensive in some places. Put them in this player and you are good to go. If there's any downside, there's no streaming and it's quirky control. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.